Two sides collide during opening statements in the Ken Paxton impeachment trial in Austin. Thanks for watching WFAA News at 4. I'm Matt Howerton, in for Jason Wheeler. There's a lot to unpack today. Suspended Attorney General Ken Paxton was on the floor this morning, but absent from opening statements. This is a live look at testimony right now. We've been streaming this on our digital platforms all day. If you're not watching now, you can watch there later. Paxton is facing 16 articles of impeachment in this trial. He's accused of corruption, misuse of office, and bribery. Natalie Haddad has been following the trial all day long from our newsroom. Natalie, can you just tell us a bit about the highlights so far this morning and this afternoon?
Absolutely. Let's talk about what started off with today. In the weeks leading up to this trial, all eyes were on Republican senators. Political action committees even went so far as to encourage constituents to call their Republican representatives and ask them to vote against Paxton's removal from office. But did putting on the pressure work? This is what we first started with and what kicked off the trial. So looking at the votes, not quite. So let's go back to this morning. Today began with pretrial motions filed by Paxton's team. The motions related to dismissing evidence and all of the articles of impeachment, all 16. Now, that's the big one, that vote in particular. In a 24-6 vote, the jury refused to dismiss all 16 articles of impeachment against the suspended Attorney General. And in that vote, 12 Republicans joined all Senate Democrats to move forward with the trial this way. Now, the jury then went on to vote on the dismissal of each article of impeachment individually. Again, all was denied with Republicans voting with Democrats. And lastly, came time for Paxton to make a plea on those articles of impeachment. And for a moment, things got a little tense.
The Office of the Attorney General.
Attorney General Paxton, how do you plead?
Those allegations are offensive and false. The Attorney General pleads not guilty.
He can enter a plea of not guilty for his client. He can't make speeches as he's doing now, and I object.
Now, on behalf of Paxton, his team delivered a plea of not guilty to all the articles of impeachment. The trial will now move forward. Matt?
And Natalie, Paxton no longer in the Senate chamber. We know Paxton entered his pleas there. There was a lunch break and he didn't return. Can you tell us why? And for all of us at home, he wasn't present for opening statements.
Sure thing. Now, Senate trial rules, which were made prior to this day, state that Paxton needed to be at the trial, or in attendance for the trial, rather, for the beginning. And additionally, this morning, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, who is the acting judge in this trial, he ruled that Paxton cannot be forced to testify. So while we do not know Paxton's current whereabouts, it's possible he may have taken that trial rule and Patrick's ruling this morning and decided to leave the Capitol. Matt?
Okay, that's good information. Thank you so much, Natalie. Here's a quick rundown of how the trial works. This all playing out in the Texas Senate. Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick is acting as the presiding officer or the judge. The jury is all members of the Senate who are present and eligible to vote. The House Board of Managers are the prosecutors in this trial. But it's not a criminal trial, okay? It's a political trial. So if Paxton is found guilty, the only punishment is removal from office. Governor Abbott can't pardon him, and if he's acquitted on all the articles of impeachment, he can return to work.